Vijay Krishnan, founder and CTO at Turing. I lead our data science, machine learning, and growth marketing efforts. My team collaborates closely with engineering to leverage ML and data science to build the world's most advanced vetting and matching system to match developer talent to opportunities on a global scale. Turing has been growing rapidly in the last year. Let me share my screen with you. Customers have been flocking to Turing, as you can see from this graph. And developers too have been flocking to Turing. And now, why are customers choosing Turing? The reasons are threefold. Number one, it is Turing's intelligent vetting. Number two, it's our speed of hiring. And number three, it's our scalable quality control. All three of which we do by way of product. We'd now like to share more details about Turing's products that are creating these great outcomes for customers and developers and help fuel this rapid growth. We will share previews of new tools designed to drive success in three critical areas of remote work: sourcing and vetting, matching, onboarding and managing. Zan is Turing's VP of engineering, and he was formerly an engineering manager at Facebook. He will share details of the philosophy of Turing's vetting process. After Zan, two of Turing's senior product managers, Char and Alex, will demo our products. Over to you guys.
Hi everyone, I'm Zan Duan, VP of Engineering at Turing. Before joining Turing, I was engineering manager at Facebook. I led a team that creates advertising products for more than 100 million advertisers and got $8 billion annual revenue. I did more than 300 interviews at Facebook and brought the vetting criteria from Facebook to Turing when I designed the vetting system as Turing. First, let me define what a good engineer looks like to me. A good engineer should be strong at 5 areas. They are strong at coding, debugging, and technology. They are high productivity and can ship great features products. They should have a strong impact on people in their team. They should have a good communication skill as well as strong visions about the future and products. At a tech giant, the vetting process often divided into 3 main categories: 2 coding interviews, 2 system design interviews, and 1 behavioral interview. The system looks good, seniors can have vet great engineers, but it still has some disadvantages. First, it can't assess seniority of the engineer systematically. This process still based on recruiters' evaluation. Second, it don't evaluate technologies. We don't know if the engineer is good at React or Python until they join the company. And third, lack of soft skill assessment. If we have more information about this, then we can hire the best engineer for the team. At Turing, we make sure to cover all important vetting areas that help us to vet great engineers and make them successful working with Turing customers. One interesting and harder thing is we design our assessment at scale, since we have to serve hundreds of thousands of assessments per month. Hence, we had to convert the contents of regular interviews in the tech giants in Silicon Valley into automated assessment with multi-choice format. We created more than 100 automated assessments not only to cover vetting standards in the Bay Area, but also assess other critical aspects of the engineer. At Turing, we define a strong engineering ladder that is equivalent to the tech giants in Silicon Valley. And working with the remote developers requires proactive communications, clear expectations, and frequent productivity checking. That's why Turing provides a smart management system that supports 3 key things. In communications, we have a daily stand-up, bi-weekly and one time zone overlaps. In performance and productivity tracker, we have a performance reviews Turing virtual development machine. To support easier of managing, we have payments, contract, and billing security.
Good afternoon, hiring managers. You just heard Zan's presentation about how we use lessons from Facebook, Google, Uber, and other top engineering organizations and built an intelligent vetting engine. In this section, you get to see that in action. We're excited to share this with you because Turing exists to help you hire your dream engineers on demand. First, automated seniority assessment. It is very difficult to gauge an engineer's seniority just by resume. Resumes can be misleading or ambiguous. You probably had L4 or even L3 candidates coming to your L5 interview. What a waste of time. At Turing, we built a vetting flow to automatically assess seniority and collect leveling signals. Every Turing candidate must take our automated seniority assessment. This is composed of 57 calibrated questions in 5 areas. 1. Project impact. Are they highly productive? What impact do they have on their projects? 2. Engineering excellence. How are their coding, debugging, and architecting skills? 3. Communication. Are they good, proactive communicators? Can they unblock themselves? 4. People. How do they influence their teammates? Do they provide strong mentorship or leadership? And 5. Direction. Can they provide strong product vision? Can they set direction and have an ownership mentality? After the seniority assessment, as part of the deep developer profile, you can see how the candidate performs in each of the 5 areas. And this is measured against Google standards. Turing can also provide you with granular insights in each of those areas. Since launch, 24,000 engineers from around the world have taken this assessment. This month, 30,000 more. Our seniority assessment is continuously getting better and better as more customers choose engineers from Turing. Next, algorithm coding interview. As a hiring manager, you want to know if the candidate is a great problem solver who can also write efficient code. Turing evaluates both of these areas through a live coding interview. In this interview, candidates are given 2 algorithm problems with simple inputs and outputs. They'll need to not only write a working solution, but also walk the interviewer through their thought process. In this process, we find out 1. How do they approach problem solving? Number 2, can they convey their thoughts clearly? And 3, how is their technical communication skills? Turing vets tens of thousands of engineers every month. More vetted engineers means more options for you. Turing can vet at this scale because we have automated compilers and test cases for each of the 9 languages that we support for candidates. Lastly, automated vetting flows. Turing is your one-stop shop for all your hiring needs. In Q4 alone, we launched 26 new automated vetting flows. Turing has over 100 automated vetting flows today, and in Q1, we're going to launch 30 more. Whether you're looking for a React Node engineer, Flutter engineer, DevOps engineer, or whatever tech stack, Turing's got your back. You can tell us also, hey Turing, I want a React Node engineer with GraphQL experience, and you will have yours. Turing gives you not only a wide variety of vetting flows, but also each vetting flow tests for important concepts in the specific technology. This ensures that you have a granular view of the developer's strengths and weaknesses in the technology. Here's an example of a React Node engineer. You can clearly see what parts he's good at versus not. In this demo, you have seen how Turing's built its intelligent vetting engine. By leveraging data science, we have reduced vetting time to just 6 hours. Now, what does it mean for you? This means you can have the world's best engineers in not 60 days, but 7 days. So if you sign up today, you will get your engineers by next week. And even better, half of you will get yours in just 3 days. The purpose of Turing is to help you get your dream engineers on demand. Thank you.
Hey everyone, you've already heard about how intelligent our vetting process is. Now I want to turn your attention over to my favorite part of Turing and dig deeper into our deep developer profiles. Our Turing Deep Developer Profiles are detailed, comprehensive, continuously updating representations of our Turing developers. They only show validated skills, and they're enriched by on-the-job performance data. If your experience is anything like mine, you're inundated by tons of resumes from recruiters and candidates. You don't have time to sift through all that. You don't have any signals in the resume or profile beyond someone's English skills and their ability to market themselves. Resumes don't show validated skills. And for remote candidates, the problem has an added layer of complexity. You're unlikely to recognize educational institutions or prior work experience. What's the Stanford of Ukraine? This is why Turing validates skills and technologies. We don't rely on what's in the resume or LinkedIn profile. We rely on 6 hours of rigorous vetting in specific technologies, systems, design, and CS Foundation. We let the code speak, not words. Let me show you how at Turing, what you see is really what you get. You can see all of Carlos's pre-vetted skills, his work experience, work history, his projects, and even screenshots of projects he's worked on. No more worrying about developers overstating things because our team has done all the vetting and verifying for you. In this next example with Alejo, the developer's seniority level has been broken down so you can see if they will be a good manager or engineering leader. You can also dig deeper into the developer's technical skills so you know exactly what areas they're most experienced in. Finally, in this last example with Sergey, you will also see that our deep developer profile is enriched by data coming from on-the-job performance and prior performance reviews from their managers. We track, save, and showcase the overall performance rating as well as their stand-up attendance and other key signals of a developer's performance in their profile. You can see that our deep developer profiles are updated and enriched continuously at Turing. In today's product demo, you've witnessed some incredible benefits that Turing platform offers. In recap, our deep developer profiles show validated skills and experiences, exposes the data from the actual Turing coding challenge, is enriched by data coming from Turing's workspace, and has over 6 hours of rigorous vetting. So reduce the risk of your bad hires and increase your chances of getting the best remote developer for your company. You've already heard about how intelligent our vetting process is and how effective and transparent our matching is with our deep developer profiles. Now, I want to turn your attention over to our workspace, where our engineering talent in the cloud has their own virtual workspace in the cloud. As an engineering manager, you have 3 things that are on your top of mind in regards to your remote developers. A, are my devs working efficiently? B, are they working on the right priorities? And C, are they blocked? And how can I unblock them if they are? With our workspace, we have updated and created new features that help you to stay up to date and unblock your developers as quickly as possible. In this new daily stand-up, your developers can quickly reach out to you if they have any issues or questions. And you can also see if your developer has missed any stand-ups recently, so you can follow up to make sure everything is okay. Second, our newly updated one-on-one productivity check-ins are built to be remote first and asynchronous. Usually, these check-ins take 30 minutes or an hour long, but we have researched the best remote process, so these usually take less than 5 minutes on Turing. The new check-in takes the place of having an in-person one-on-one meetup and helps your developers to get to the next level of performance. Our new task feature helps you to know what your developer is actually working on so you can align on priorities easily. When working with remote developers, do you worry about keeping your code and IP safe? During the pandemic, mailing out a secure laptop to your new developer can easily get delayed. What happens after engagement is done? With Turing, no more worrying about what happens to your code afterwards. We can create your Turing development machine in less time than it takes for you to finish watching this demo. Let me prove it to you. First step, we create a virtual environment that meets your specific requirements. We can create powerful virtual machines with up to 16 CPU cores, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and up to 4 terabytes of hard drive space. Yes, that's 4 whopping terabytes. The Turing development machine is secure and requires two-factor authentication. Developer security is enhanced with the use of Google Authenticator, Authy, or other TFA apps and tools to access this secure environment. When your Turing engagement is done, all the code will remain safe in the cloud instead of being left on the developer's local machine or laptop. Turing's virtual development machine is changing the landscape for remote work. First, we give you peace of mind that your intellectual property and your code is safe. Second, you can track your developer's productivity within this environment because we can tell you the lines of code written, number of commits, and remote pushes. Third, this developer sandbox helps your developers prototype faster. In today's product demo, you've witnessed some incredible benefits that Turing platform offers. In recap, our workspace makes it easy for you to manage your developers, makes it easy for you to track your developers' productivity. Our daily stand-up productivity check-ins and one-on-ones helps you to unblock your developers and get them to the next level. And Turing's virtual development machines will keep your IP and your code secure. Finally, we offer a zero-risk trial because we believe that our success is deeply tied to your success. Thanks for taking the time to watch this demo.
At Turing, our products give us a massive data advantage over the traditional recruiting industry, which relies on resume information alone. This allows us to create a lot of value with our data science and ML efforts. Since my days at Stanford, where I specialized in machine learning, I've always been excited by the problem of building really deep user profile models. In the last 2 decades of working at the forefront of machine learning, I have published papers in top machine learning conferences, received a patent, and also built a successful company based on the idea of deep user profiles. However, it was for a different domain. It was for deep user profiles for the purpose of content recommendations. At Turing, I'm very excited by the idea of using machine learning to build deep developer profiles instead. These are detailed, comprehensive, continuously updating representations of a developer's strengths and areas for improvement. And ultimately, this is information that will help us match them with the opportunity where they are most likely to succeed. Now let's go into details of our data science efforts at Turing itself and what the major applications are. Now, when you all hear machine learning, the very first thing you would wonder is, well, where is the machine learning? What are the features and what are the labels? What is your training data like? So our features are all the different pieces of information we have about software developers. So this would be signals from their resume, performance in various programming tests, skill tests that test for computer science fundamentals, tech stacks, and also tests that test for soft skills. Additionally, we also have data from developers' performance in our various interviews, data from prior match attempts. In other words, what happened when we recommended them to various jobs, what did the customers think of the recommendation, how did the conversation go, and additionally, also the question of what was the actual collaboration of developers with customers like. Our labels, of course, are the actual outcome data, which is always to do with whether the collaboration of a developer with a specific customer in the context of a job was a success or not, and how successful was this. So here again, we have many pieces of trained data. We have pieces of data regarding whether the developer got hired at the job, how successful were they at this. And this is something that you'll again see that we get a lot more information than most companies as a result of our collaboration product that helps make remote collaboration of developers with our customers effective. This, of course, helps us build these deep developer profiles. Think of them as very similar to Word2Vec or Glove or one of these word embeddings, but instead applied to developers. Here, we wish to build the most compact embeddings that can help us make better matches ultimately, and ultimately predict the probability of a match being a success should we recommend a developer someplace. Very closely related to this problem is the problem of maximizing information gain per unit time in Turing's vetting process. What does this mean? Well, we like to think about developer vetting itself from first principles. Ultimately, if we could all wave a magic wand like in Harry Potter and know everything there was to know about a developer, there would be no need to vet developers at all. We would have their profiles by magic. But in the absence of that, we need to build the most information efficient testing process. The kind that meaningfully moves up our probability estimates of developers being successful with various jobs. So this has already allowed us to significantly shorten our tests without losing any predictive signal. And we are currently in the process of this year working on adaptive tests, where questions are picked based on the criteria of optimizing expected information gain based on what we already know about a developer. So some of you familiar with machine learning, think of this as not very different than active learning, where you want to get those pieces of data labeled that you're most uncertain about. So likewise, we too want to take up the minimum amount of time from a developer and know the maximum we can possibly know about them to make the best possible matches for them. Lastly, there is also the question of what do we do with missing values? Today, we have various developers that have taken various subsets of tests. Now, an intelligent and highly experienced engineering leader would make various kinds of judgment calls. They may learn based on lookalikes. They may be able to extrapolate based from on a developer's resume and their performance in a subset of tests regarding how they may likely do in other areas. So machine learning this year will also enable us to build models for basically predicting the expected score of developers in tests that they haven't even taken just yet. And this allows us to do ML-based fast tracking and also spending more human effort on the most promising developers in our process. All right, so if you're a customer and you would like to learn more about hiring Turing engineers, please go to turing.com, spend a couple of minutes telling us what you want in your developer and book a call with us. If you're a software developer, please sign up again as a developer and get started with our process. I'll leave you with this short commercial before Jonathan's closing remarks.
Tired of fighting with Silicon Valley giants to hire top software engineers? Why spend months of time and money competing with big tech companies when you can find the same high-quality talent at the push of a button? Just tell us the skills you need, and you'll be able to start working with your new developer in a matter of days. Designed by engineering leaders from Facebook, Google, and Stanford, our vetting combines automated tests and live interviews to vet for a rigorous Silicon Valley bar. We are also the first platform to vet for soft skills that are important to remote work, so that we can find excellent and proactive communicators. Because of that, when you hire Turing engineers, we're matching you with the highest quality software engineers from all over the world. And just to rub salt in the wounds of traditional recruiting, hiring through Turing comes with a 100% risk-free 2-week trial. If you stop for any reason, you pay $0. After the match, our software ensures a high-quality collaboration with intelligent time tracking, daily stand-ups, and time zone management, giving you more visibility into your remote engineers' work than ever before. Trusted by more than 100 companies and backed by investors and executives from Google, Facebook, Amazon, and more, Turing is the future of work.